Let's have a conversation.
What's up, y'all? Good evening. I hope y'all are doing well. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. You know the drill. This is all to make sure that my name gets boosted up in the algorithm. More people can find me. It's a simple way to show your support. It means a lot for me and it does a lot for me. So thank you in advance. Hit the like button. Comment on the video. Shout out to the replay crew. Those of y'all who are going to catch this in the replay. People just need to leave people alone and live their own lives, less stress. So, I'm scrolling through Twitter. Of course, there's never usually anything positive on Twitter. Not much. Of course, I'm on Twitter, so I can't say nothing is positive on Twitter, but a lot of things are not positive on Twitter. So, I'm going through. I see this post and I see this thing that a fan said, and I see that Hannah has retweeted Alyssa's response. Alyssa from BB23. So somebody says, this person here says, a certain person from BB23 is back working at Hooters. And Alyssa replies to this comment and says, I'm confused. Why you think I should be embarrassed by that? By this, sorry. To be able to pay my rent from 2 shifts at Hooters is amazing. So many reality TV stars have actual jobs. We are normal human beings. I'm just real enough to show it. Come in my next shift, I'll buy you a shot. Now, you might be wondering why I'm even posting this to begin with, because it doesn't seem like it's that worthwhile of a post. And it's not. The comment wasn't that worthwhile, and the response was not really that worthwhile either. And that's not a knock on Alyssa. I'm not saying there was anything wrong. I think she responded well. What I'm just saying is that y'all know I don't usually even make videos on things like this. But I'm making this specific video because I have a point. When I saw that comment and I saw her response, it reminded me of this situation, if y'all remember. This happened a couple of years ago where somebody took a picture of Jeffrey, who was the guy who played Alvin on the Cosby Show, and they were trying to shame him for having a job. First of all, the Cosby Show was when? In the 80s, right? So they just thought that between the 80s and now, being on the Cosby Show means you're going to eat and live forever off of the Cosby Show, to where you'll never have another 9-to-5 job again in your life. My whole point of all of this, hi Freya. Yes, I remember that. Hello, Trisha. My whole point of that is we need to leave these reality TV people alone once they get off their shows. I mean, yes, granted, they are now public figures. They now have fame. They now have Insta fame. But the thing is, Insta fame does not mean Insta money. And I'm not just speculating or whatever. I've heard them say this before. I've heard a lot of them say this before. So let me break this down for y'all. These people are just like you or me. Mark, who is sitting here right now, regular person Mark. That's who they are. It's not like somebody who goes on American Idol, America's Got Talent, or somebody who goes on Showtime at the Apollo and wins like some kind of talent competition or gets discovered because of their talent. And that's not a shot or shade. I'm just saying, winning a reality TV show game is a very specific skill set that you're not using in the real world. Now, there are some people who come in there who have other talents, who are able to like monetize those talents outside of the show. But coming on the show and winning the show, it takes some skills, but it's not necessarily skills that just automatically translate to you being rich. So you go on a show, and this is just random numbers. You have like 2,000 followers when you go on to the show initially. Then you get off the show, and then all of these people are now your fans. So you go from 2,000 to 20,000. Now, some of you might say, oh no, there's some of them that have 150, 200,000. Yeah, but that's not the average person. That's somebody who's really popular on the show or is probably one of the top finishers in the show. So let's say you go from 200 to 20,000. And now you have people who, when you get on your lives, you have 200 to 300 people, 400 people watching you every time you get on live. You have people buying badges. You have people paying for subscriptions, all of that. None of that means that you are rich and can't go back to another job. So now they start to look at these people as the same status. They're looking at Alyssa Lopez as Alyssa Milano. She's not Alyssa Milano. Yes, we know who she is. Yes, she is more popular than the average person. No, that does not mean she makes so much money that she cannot take shifts at Hooters. There's nothing wrong with her going back to her old job. And there's people that are just sitting there waiting to tell her, you have failed because you are working. When because you got on the show and because you made it far on the show and you went on another show, Challenge USA, you've been on 2 reality TV shows and now you have to go back to work. News flash. And John Brennan can co-sign this because John told me himself when I spoke to him and when I interviewed him, not everybody who does these shows is rich. And as a matter of fact, it's very few of them. It's very few of them. I think like an example of reality stars that have gone on a show and become rich like that is what's it called? Jersey Shore. Because Jersey Shore became a cult phenomenon and there was a really high demand for those same people to keep coming back. And each of their agents demanded that the salaries go way up for them to continue. And then through what they got from the show, they started to do brand endorsements and they started to go on tour. They started to do a lot of different things to where all of them got their money up. Good for them. But the average person goes on the show, they have their 15 minutes of fame, and they benefit from that 15 minutes of fame, but they're still like you or me. It's just that they are more well known. And people become very judgmental to where they're like, okay, this person I should not be seeing them in this Hooters that I'm going to eat because you're Alyssa Lopez. You were on Big Brother 23 and so many people watched you. And let's say Alyssa Lopez was the winner of Big Brother 23 instead of Xavier. Let's say there's no cookout. Alyssa wins. At the end of the day, she wins $750,000 like X did. You get to take home like half of that or less. Let's say she gets 300,000 of that take home. She's in her early 20s, I think. Is that $300,000 going to sustain her from now until she's 80, 85, 90? Possibly if she finds some way to make some really, really good investments and, buys property or something. It's just like getting a lump sum lottery amount. It's not like it's guaranteed that type of, you can't live off of that money is my point. You could find ways to expand that money. You could find ways to expand that money from when you get it, but the 300,000 in and of itself is not going to be something that can sustain you for the rest of your life. And I said I was trying to make a point. Hey, Charmed Life. Sorry, y'all. I said I was trying to make a point. Everybody's got to do what they got to do. And it's like a lot of the people that are saying these things, if you went to their house or you saw their life and knew who they were, they're probably doing things that are lesser, that pay less than the things that they are making fun of those people who are doing. There's somebody right now that's making fun of her for working at Hooters who might not even have a job. They're broke. They don't have a dime to their name, and they're making fun of her because it seems like the cool thing to do. It's so funny that people get so behind, or they're so against bullying. They're so against things that are cool to publicly be against. So it's like it's cool to be against bullying that takes place in the Big Brother house. But it's fine to bully people outside of the Big Brother house. Like, let these people live. Let these people live, man. Agreed, Trisha. People are going to judge, and usually those who do the judging are probably worse than those they judge are. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Hi, MC. So these are the kind of things that I see on Twitter on a regular basis. Oh, I saw this person working here. I saw this one doing that. This one's going here and doing that. And this one's doing this. And I'm like, I love the show. I love watching the show. I love watching the live feeds. I love breaking down the conversations that they have in the house. I love watching the game moves. I love watching the comps, the veto comps, the head of household competition. I love the little politicking that goes on behind the scenes. I love all of that. I don't love how they act like they leave the house and it's an extended episode of Big Brother. Like it's day 91 of the Big Brother house. It's day 92 of the Big Brother house. No, it's not day 91 or day 92 of the Big Brother house or day 93. Or in her case, day like 455, 456, because her season was over last year. It's over. Now she's living. Now she's taking whatever she got from being on the show and doing the best to make the most basically out of what she got from the show. And the thing that sucks for them, I feel, is that even without the money, they are still going to be known. And this is something, when I made my video like a couple of months ago about Taylor, I made a video about Taylor a couple of months ago when she was talking about the type of nasty comments that she's been receiving in her inbox and her DM and all that. And I was making a video about that specific thing. And it's like some videos that I was watching are that a lot of these people that go on the reality TV shows, they have to get used to getting those comments and getting the hate sometimes without necessarily having more money than the average person. Because I think that I read somewhere about Big Brother paying something like $1,000 a week. So if you're not somebody who wins Big Brother, you get out of the show and you have to figure out things on your own. Because even if you made it to final 3, like Turner, let's say, and you're getting $1,000 a week and you make it, I don't know what it is, 12 weeks or something like that, 11 weeks, let's say 12 weeks for easy math. You walk out of there for the summer with like $12,000. Okay, that's not, I mean, that's not that much money to be in that house for that long. Honestly, to make $1,000 a week, that's less than I make at work. I make more money than that at work, and I'm not rich. So it's not a lot of money that you're getting out of these shows if you're not the winner of the show, period. So it's not shocking for somebody to come out of the show and then go to their job waitressing or go to their job doing whatever it is that they were doing beforehand. Even if they are still, she's probably still getting money, from appearances. Like I said, she probably has a thing everybody is doing now: Instagram subscribers, Instagram subscriptions, YouTube. Maybe she's not doing YouTube. I haven't really seen anything about that. But like Instagram, other social media platforms, appearance fees. Like she probably, because she's known, she probably can go to parties and get paid to be at the party, promote the party. Just like when Derek had his party in that hole in the wall spot in Philly, I'm sure that based on his name being on the flyer and him bringing a certain amount of people to the club, he's getting some money for that. But these people are still the average Joe and Jane, like you or me. So we shouldn't be holding them onto this crazy pedestal. Like we shouldn't be seeing them in the type of places that we frequent. And as a matter of fact, I think it's cool to be able to see these people, still going to some of those places that they went to before they got on these shows. Because I like people who are down to earth and I like people who are relatable. There's not a lot to catch up on MC. It was basically just me reacting to a fan that was shaming Big Brother 23 Alyssa for working at Hooters, for going back to her Hooters job. Yeah, the fans definitely expect way too much. And you know what I've realized too, Trisha? Some people are not really fans. They watch these shows, but they're not actually fans of the show. Because if you go and check their pages and see the things they're talking about, it's not really show gameplay, anything like that. They're just waiting to see somebody say something that they can cancel them for, or they're waiting to see them outside the house so they can make fun of them for things that they're doing or saying, places that they're going. Oh my goodness, this person from this show was eating at KFC. I wouldn't be eating at KFC. If I made it on that show, I'd be eating lobster tails. Okay. They're probably doing better than you. Please hit that like button and do the YT things, y'all. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. What are you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel. We have got, let me see, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. We have got 7 months until the next season of Big Brother. I can't wait for that because we're going to be here from day one. I'm already thinking about it. I'm going to be doing probably like a draft. I'm going to be doing my picks, my top 3, my final 3 predictions. We're going to break down each of the castmates after the first episode. We're going to do live feed watch parties. I don't know where. I possibly might do that on my other channel to avoid this one getting demonetized, because that would be a nightmare if they demonetize me for my live feed parties, but I still want to do them. That's going to be fun. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell. That's okay, Gina. Have a great evening. Yeah, so I didn't have a ton to say about this. It will definitely be fun, Trisha. It will definitely be fun. Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree. I've also heard that they're having Celebrity Big Brother in February. That's what Tiffany said on her last Winner's Circle discussion. She said that they're having Celebrity Big Brother in February. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm not the biggest fan of Celebrity Big Brother, but I will do it just to connect with you guys, honestly. People like that who are not really fans of these shows don't want to follow some. You know what's so funny that I realized, Anthony? Some of those people that you're talking about don't even watch the show. They watch the recappers and the bloggers like myself. They'll watch a channel like mine, not mine specifically, but you know what I mean. They'll watch a channel like mine who does like recaps and gives our opinions of what's going on with the different people in the house. And based on whatever their favorite vlogger is saying about those people, they're going to flame that person just based on that. And then sometimes if you really start paying attention to what they're saying, you're like, did you even watch the show? Are you even watching the episodes, or are you getting your sources elsewhere? Or they'll watch the little Twitter clips of things that are really abrasive, and then they'll be reposting those and forming strong opinions on that without actually even watching the show itself. Big Brother is king of this. I have to tell you guys, as much as I love Big Brother is the king of this. Other shows do it too, but not as much as Big Brother. Seriously. There's so many people who don't actually sit down on Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday. They don't watch any of that. They just watch the Twitter stuff and they watch the vloggers. There's only so few who watch everything. Seriously. It's always so bad, but it's fun. I tried to get into the last season, Trisha, but I couldn't. But I would have a lot more fun watching it, you know, collectively as a community. I'm sure I would. I didn't watch the previous seasons. Might be fun to see how CBB does things. I tried to watch the last season, but there are a lot of trolls out and about these days, sadly. There are. But the good thing is, somehow on my page, I found a lot of people who are not trolls. I found a lot of people who I can actually have real discussions about a lot of different things. And I'm thankful for that, because otherwise, if I had not found this channel, I would have just not bothered with it. You gonna shame someone for going back to work? True Charm Life. True Van Hoot. Sorry for trolling so much. Yeah, Van Hoot's always on here with his jokes. But yeah, I just wanted to make a quick post about that. Let me see. I was watching Harry and Meghan Netflix shows, and they talked about troll accounts. In Meghan's case, most of the Twitter hate came from a small group of accounts. Listen, I know. The reason why I know how much it must be for the Big Brother house guests is because of my 1,800 subscriber channel getting so many trolls. And when I say so many, I don't really mean that many. I mean, like, there was a couple hundred of them, which to me has felt like a lot. But I could imagine being somebody who comes off of the show and has 50, 60, 70,000 followers, and then has a good 10, 15,000 of them that don't even like them. That just get on there just to give them trolling comments. Like, it must be a lot to deal with. I don't want to imagine, actually, Charm Life. I don't want to imagine being a Big Brother house guest and coming off of the show to face the community of trolls. Because like I said, I feel like Big Brother has more trolls than any other reality TV show. And loud ones at that. Loud and proud. They say stupid things like that. Oh, guess who I caught Guess who I caught working at their old job at Hooters? Like, well, what do you expect her to do? I wouldn't either. Mark, you see it with sports and basketball players. Yeah, like certain things happen in sports, and you know that it's going to be in the jokes and it's going to be in the memes. I understand. I used to be somebody who looked at certain people and said, I can tell that person doesn't manage their own social media page. I can tell that somebody else takes care of that whole page and puts up all the posts for that page. I understand why now that people on that magnitude, we're not talking Big Brother. We're talking people that have 20, 30, 40 million, 50 million followers. That means they have millions of trolls every day. They have millions of trolls. So I can understand why they don't really want to interact with the average person, because even though they have fans, there's so much to wade through to get to the actual fans that they're like, you know what? I'm not even going to manage my page. I'm going to let my manager filter through everything and then give me the good stuff. Now it makes sense why Durant is another story though. Durant is another, because he talks reckless too. He asks for it sometimes. Not for everything. I'm sure there's some comments that are just like wild and off base. Verdict in the Weinstein case in LA not announced yet. Just heard it on the news. Yeah, so that's my plea. Leave Alyssa alone. Alyssa's not even my favorite, but I was annoyed with Alyssa actually on the Challenge USA with her views about saying that Xavier lied to her, betrayed her, all that stuff. It's like, he lied to me. He was lying to me all season. He made me look like a fool, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, and then throwing him in with Kylan. Her and Kylan throwing Xavier into the elimination on Challenge USA, if y'all haven't seen that. I was like, I guess you didn't really understand the purpose behind the cookout like that. But in terms of this, I'm totally on her side. Appreciate that. There was only, to be honest with you though, there was only really one time when any of these comments got to me like that, because people were giving me wild comments during the season. And yeah, once in a while I looked at something and I was like, that pisses me off, but I let that go pretty quick. The only one time that the comments ever got to me at all was when I went to Big D's birthday party. That's the only time there was ever any comments that got to me, because those were wildly off base. They didn't even make sense what people were saying to me for that. But aside from that, everything else is just like water under the bridge. Alyssa was a mess on the challenge. She sure was. Kai is petty. He sure is. And the thing that annoys me about Kylan is not even the fact that he's petty. It's the fact that he doesn't own it. My guy, own your petty. Kylan will be petty and be like, well, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not petty. What are you talking about? I don't understand why you would think that. The move made logical sense. I don't even know. It didn't have anything to do with anything personal. I don't get it. I'm like, come on, Kai. If you're going to be cutthroat, be like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I got my revenge. And what? I was pissed off that you let Big D take me out of the game without talking to me about it. And I'm salty that you won BB23, and I wanted to get you out. What? And then I would be like, well, you do have a point. I understand. You wanted to win the game. He did a behind the back move to get you out. So it is what it is. But the innocent act is what really annoys me the most. Xavier was the one who kept her and Sarah Beth safe, even from the cookout, as long as he could. Kylan wanted them both gone earlier than they did. Yeah. Exactly. You get more respect for owning it, in my opinion. I agree. You know what? I agree, Van Hoot, because I'm competitive as well. So it's like, I'm not mad at people for making competitive moves and being like, I consider you a big threat to my game. And I'm worried about you because you took me out in our show. So I want to get you out. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at competitors. I'm a competitor myself. But you don't get my respect if you act like the move was not for that reason. If you act like, oh, well, this was just the move that made sense based on the alliances that I was in and other people wanted you out too, blah, blah, blah. No, I wanted you out. And here's my reasons. You tell me that. And I even think that Xavier would respect that more. Because I remember when I was watching Xavier's post-game interviews, he was basically saying he didn't really respect the reasons that they gave. Because Alyssa said it was because the cookout betrayed him. But Alyssa was not working against Kylan. She was only working against Xavier. She wasn't working against Azza. She was only working. She had two other cookout members on the Challenge USA with her. Oh, three. What am I saying? Tiffany, Azza, and X, and Kylan. And the only one that she was going after was X. That's it. And once she got X out, you never heard anything more about her trying to get out cookout members. I didn't even realize that. Thanks, Van Hoot. I didn't catch that one. Competitive people, when they're competitive and petty and own it. Yeah. So, anyways, that was really all I had to say for that, and I'm going to be signing off. I hope all you guys have had a good Monday so far, and I will talk to you again sometime soon.